name is Brittany and I work at Slopes Barbecue. I've worked here ever since I was in high school, so that would be 4 years now. I absolutely love working here. I love the people that I work with. We all treat each other like family and we're all really close. I love the customers. I love seeing new and returning faces, and I love the families that come in. And I love seeing how the children have grown and how the families have grown. And the best part is that I know what they're going to order, so I can never get that wrong. So come by and be part of the family, and I'll see you at Slopes.
This is Joe Head. I'm at the Cora Harris property in North Bartow County. I am Assistant VP for Enrollment Services and Dean of University Admissions at Kennesaw State. We are here at the property known as In the Valley, formerly the property of Cora Harris, Cora May White Harris of Elberton, Georgia, who moved here in the early 1900s. We're happy to have you today and want to talk to you about 4 periods of history that's associated with this property. The first being that of the Native Americans, the Cherokee Indians, and the Creeks. Secondly, that of Cora Harris. And third would be the period of Jody Hill and the restoration that he has done. And then finally, the fact that Jody Hill and family has donated this property to Kennesaw State and what we plan to do with it with our educational endeavors. I'd like to go back to the time of Chief Pine Log. As many people know, here in Bartow County, there are several tangible associations of Pine Log Mountain and the community of Pine Log, and a legend of a Cherokee Indian chief by the name of Chief Pine Log that lived here and actually built the center portion of this cabin. We have evidence across the road that there was an Indian village here. It's being excavated a number of times and under some current study today. We don't know much about Chief Pine Log other than he built the cabin as we understand it and then was removed in the Trail of Tears. Following that period was Cora Harris from Elberton County. She lived here until she died in 1935. She was a famous journalist, a women's rights suffragist. She wrote a number of books, 20 or more, and about 800 articles and book reviews. Her most famous book was that of a circuit rider's wife that was eventually made into a movie that was called I'd Climb Every Mountain, starring Susan Hayward. As you know, Susan Hayward lived in the Carrollton area eventually. A number of people have been here that are noted celebrities that have visited this property that she entertained. One that you would know immediately would be Rebecca Lattimore Felton here from Bartow County. Also, Margaret Mitchell that wrote Gone with the Wind, although she visited here before she wrote Gone with the Wind. And also Martha Berry from Berry College. After she lived here and she died here and is buried on the property, the property went into some disrepair, and eventually my uncle Jody Hill, who now lives in Marietta, Georgia, purchased the property because it was destined to be leveled, and they were going to place chicken houses on the property, and Uncle Jody wanted to preserve it, and he is known as a preservationist. So he did preserve it and poured a large amount of his own resources and money and time and labor into this property. It has been restored. There's some 9 buildings on the property today. He has been instrumental in motivating a club here, the Cora Harris Garden Club, and they have participated in maintaining the property. Since his recent retirement, and he is 90 years old now, he is said to have purchased the property to save it, and he's restored it, and now he has donated the property to Kennesaw State to again save it and preserve it. Kennesaw State hopes to use it for educational purposes as a field laboratory for school studies for students to come up and see the agricultural benefits of those days, also architecture and history and literature and diversity studies and conflict resolution. So we hope to have this property open and available in the coming years, and we thank very much Cartersville UNCUT for coming and featuring our property here in Bartow County. Thank you for having come today. Oh, it's been
Right now I'm with Jennifer Moats. How you doing, Jennifer Moats?
Doing good, thank you.
We're at the Daily Tribune inside the press room.
Yes.
How exciting.
Yes.
It's not on right now. They turned it off for me. I came down here and they turned it off. That was very nice of them to do that.
Right. It's
Thank
very
you.
loud when it's running, so.
How many can this print an hour?
15 to 20,000 an hour can come off the press.
It's a lot of newspapers.
Yes. We actually print 4 papers here throughout the week. We have the Daily Tribune, which prints Sunday through Friday. And then we have 2 papers that go through the mail that cover Bartow County, the Herald Tribune and the North Bartow News. And then we also print our sister paper, the Chatsworth Times, here every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because you all have the facilities and you can do that. That's nice. So how long has this newspaper been in existence?
It's been here, the Daily Tribune has been in continuous publication since May 6, 1946. It was started by M.L. Fleetwood, who he was a newspaper man all of his life, and he was from Thomasville, Georgia, and he just had a desire to start a daily newspaper. He had run weekly newspapers prior to, and so he came here to Cartersville because he felt like it was going to be a growing area, and he bought the newspaper that was actually already here, which was a weekly newspaper. He came and purchased it, and it was actually originally in the building that is now Carpets by Gregory on Main Street, is where the location was when he originally came.
Who owns it now?
It's now owned in the 1970s. The paper was actually owned by the Fleetwood family until the 1970s. And John Fleetwood, who is Mr. Fleetwood's son, eventually sold it to a media company, a newspaper company. It's called Walls Newspapers, and they're out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Do y'all have an internet presence?
We do. Our website is at daily-tribune.com, and we get over 2 million hits a month, 2 million impressions a month on our website.
Putting a lot of focus, because a lot of young people do not buy newspapers anymore, but they go to the website.
Right, they do. And you can go there and you can get not full stories, but we still want you to come to the Daily Tribune and purchase the paper, but you can get synopsis of stories, you can get obituaries, calendar of events, those type of things on the website.
But you're receiving about 2 million hits or whatever it is? Or
2 million a month.
2 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
A lot of them come from here, right here in Bartow County. We do have a lot that come from all over the world, so... I think when people leave town, also if they go off to college or maybe in the military, they're able to keep in touch with their hometown through our website as well.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So what do you do here at the newspaper? What's your role?
I am the advertising director, and I've been here for 20 years. And so what I do is I'm in charge of the advertising that is for the businesses. In other words, we have 2 types of advertising. We have display advertising, which is my department. And those are the ones that actually have the boxes at the bottom of the page. And then we also have regular classified line ads that people like to, when they want to, buy a pet or lose a pet or, whatever. So, but my division is for the businesses in the community.
And I'm sure, like every other business, you're feeling